Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to try a brand new Eco Pour today. So many of you have already told me about this, you already use it and you all love it. This is from JDiction. This is their Resin Crete Eco water-based Eco Pour, if you like. It has a 30-minute demold time and it's a ratio of 10:3 by weight. Now the reason I'm so excited is because so many of you have been messaging me asking me if I've tried this, and finally I get my hands on some. Thank you so much to JDiction. All of the details will be below alongside your discount code, and I am so thankful they gave me a code for you guys. If you like what you see, then you can go ahead and grab that code. Make sure you use it. Now the instructions are all on the back. I'm going to be using a mixing bowl, some sticks, and for my colors I'm going to be using the Homeware Design Co. Now you would have seen these already on my channel. I absolutely love these. I cannot imagine ever using anything else. And oh my gosh, Homeware Design Co. have given me the 15% discount code. So that is also down below in the description box if you fancy getting your hands on some. Now, a new product needs a new mold. I have been waiting to use this mold. This mold I purchased from Temu, believe it or not. This was my second ever order with Temu and it is an incense burner mold. I absolutely love the 3 molds that this came with. Honestly, I've been burning incense for years. It's one of my favorite things to do, but sadly, when we got the puppy, we had to give it up. We had to literally give away all of our incense because, yeah, we learned that it's really not good for pets and not good for dogs. I miss it. I miss burning my patchouli. Okay, so as I said at the beginning, this is a 3-to-1. So I'm actually mixing up 300 grams of powder to 90 grams of water. So the instructions say to add the powder to the water, which is something I'm used to anyway with Eco Pours. I've got my 90 grams of water in a cup and I've got my 300 grams of powder in a bowl. And I'm just doing like 3 scoops at a time, mixing it in, making sure there are no clumps. It does say mix thoroughly and I think it's a 10-minute work time, which is incredible. So I'm just adding 3, mixing it, adding another 3 dollops, mountains of powder, mixing it, so on and so on. And I pretty much do this until all the powder has been absorbed. Now, the first thing I noticed about Resin Crete is something very different. It was still extremely watery. Now, straight away, because of me and who I am, I thought I'd made a mistake. I went back to read the instructions and it definitely stated, 3-to-1 and I've done it right, I've mixed it right. But for me, it was so watery, I started to doubt myself and whether I had actually made a mistake. But I hadn't. It was all okay and everything was okay. Now I'm adding in some of the Homeware Design Co's in Amethyst and Peacock. Now I did end up making the Peacock a little bit more purpley because I really wanted to go with a purpley lilac-y vibe. I felt like the incense holders kind of lent themselves to that kind of feeling, that purple and silver feeling. But here's the thing. I've said it to you before and I will say it again, do not be like me. Trust the process, read the instructions, and if you follow the instructions, everything is going to be okay. But because the self-doubt started to kick in, maybe I've done this wrong. This is so watery. Watery is good. It means it's gonna flow, really, really flow. It's going to get into all of those little nooks and crannies, especially if you've got an embossed mold like these. It's okay. But no, I added the pigment and I thought, I've done this wrong. So I added another little bit of powder. Now listen, not too much, and that's not the way to do it, guys. But I did add a little scoop. On the end of my lollipop stick, I added a little more bit of powder because I just thought it's already runny. I've just added more liquid. Guys, you have to trust the instructions, okay? Put all of your self-doubt to one side, all of those inner thoughts, that sabotage, that self-sabotage, get rid of it. Ignore it. Don't do what I did. The consequences of that was as soon as I went to pour, it started to thicken up. Now, had I left that last bit of powder out, it would have flowed. It would have flowed like a river, like water, like pure liquid silk. And it would have got into more nooks and crannies. Okay? Lessons learned. This is always the way with me when I try a brand new product. I always doubt whether I've done it right, or I question my own abilities. I shouldn't have. It would have been utterly perfect because, you know, the instructions were right. This is when I realized I made way too much for those incense burners. So in true Claire fashion, I got a mad panic. I grabbed some of my open bezels, I grabbed some tape, and I was trying to salvage what I had left of this Resin Crete. And I'm thinking, because I added that teeny, and I mean small, guys, it wasn't much, because I added a bit too much powder, it started to set quicker than it should have done. Had I just left it alone? Just leave it alone, Claire. But this is where you see me. Hands are a-shaking. Heart is a-pounding. I am trying to get as much of this Resin Crete down into these open bezels because I really wanted to try it with these as well. I felt like it was going to add almost like a luxurious weight. Eco Pours are so much heavier than epoxy resin. So if you can make any pendants or bezels, open bezels, jewellery with an Eco Pour like Resin Crete, it feels weighty, it's heavy to hold, it hangs so much nicer around your neck, it feels kind of more luxurious, if that makes sense. But here we are. What I realised was it was setting on me at this point. So yes, I was trying to get it down in these bezels, shove it down in, and I realised that if I tapped it with the stick, it actually agitated it and it kind of made it flow a bit more, which was really, really great for me. And I just gave it a bit of a panicking shimmy and a shake, and I figured I've done my bit. We've lost the one on the left, just RIP to that one, but we know this stuff is sandable. But at this point, it's gone. It's gone in the cup. So again, first time ever using it, I always use something and I film immediately. I don't go off and practice and practice and practice. I'm very much about using something for the first time alongside with you guys so that we can all learn together. We can all see how it works and what we could do better next time. Okay, 30 minutes later, I flipped it up gently and I turned it upside down very, very gently. Because again, this is probably one of those Eco Pours that could snap on demold quite easily if you're too rough. I demold backwards. So you saw me there, I just peeled the mold backwards, putting pressure down on the Eco so that it doesn't snap. Yeah, you kind of saw it. I shouldn't have to explain exactly, but you saw it there. First thing I thought, love the colours. Oh my gosh, these colours are beautiful, very calming, very zen, lend themselves to, you know, burning an incense stick and just relaxing. But then I saw the holes, guys. Two things. I should have used my micro brush or my cocktail stick to get down in. I do that quite often with Jesmonite, especially when I've used Jesmonite. Now, JDiction have asked me to definitely do a comparison between Jesmonite and JDiction, so it's okay for me to mention that product in this video, but I do usually do that when I use that. And for whatever reason, I didn't do it in this video. But also, remembering, I doubted my own ability. I doubted that I'd read the instructions right. I doubted that I was doing this right. Therefore, I added more powder. Now, if I did not add that powder, the Resin Crete was very watery. It would have easily gone down inside those inner lips and you would not have seen the holes that were created. Now, here's the thing. I decided to use a silver pen just to bring this up a bit, you know, elevate it a little bit. I love the moon phases. I love that one. This one here was a little plain for me. This would definitely call for a tattoo. You know, I've said it before, I'll say it again. If in doubt, slap a tattoo on it. A temporary tattoo always brings your product up. If you've got something laying around the house and you're like, just don't like it, I can't take that to the market, get a temporary tattoo, guys. Slap it on. It will change everything. As for the open bezels, well, they came away from the tape like they weren't even stuck to the tape. They were just ridiculously easy. Now, you've seen me struggling with epoxy resin, getting that off the tape, but these, no problem whatsoever. Like, I was so surprised. This one here, it was really easy to just break away all of that excess, but truly what you could do at this point is sand it down. Sand it right back down flat to the bezel, and then again slap a tattoo on it, make it look super pretty. But I thought for this one we'll just try and break the Resin Crete out. We'll see how strong the Resin Crete is at this point. This is 30 minutes demold. I am trying. I am giving it my all. I thought, let me get like the heel of my thumb in there and just like crack it out, break it out. Nothing was budging. This was not budging. This was a yay, all good. We are not breaking these. These worked perfectly, which is what I wanted, because I wanted that kind of weight, that luxury of weight. Now, something brand new I've never tried before, ever on my channel. What? Foils. I also got these foils from Temu. Now, I'm not going to pretend I knew how to use them. I've never used foils before, but I saw these on Temu and they're right up my street. And these and purple, we all can see it. We can see the vision. We know this kind of thing just matches purple. So I thought, how do I get these off? I shouldn't even admit this out loud, guys. I was sitting there like, are these stickers? Do I rub them? I tried to rub them, nothing happened, and I was like, wait, I have to cut them out. What is wrong with me? But here's the thing, I've never used them before. And I don't even know, apart from maybe Wendy at Toonfish Crafts, I don't know if she's used foils. Yeah, anyway, look, you cut them out, okay? You just cut them out. They're basically, I guess, like that transparent washi tape. You kind of cut it out and you just stick it straight in. You just slap it in. So if you've never used foils before, don't don't be like me and try everything. Just cut around them and stick them down. So my plan was here to just add a teeny little splodge of UV resin just to place down my cutouts, my foil cutouts. I'm just placing them down at this point. I want them to be well and truly stuck to this Resin Crete. Also, I really wanted to see how Resin Crete responds to resin, I guess. And UV resin is epoxy resin. It's just different. It's just cured by UV light. And we just wanted to see, like, what's it going to be like? How is it going to stick? Is it going to work? So I just stuck them down in on the first layer of UV resin. And I used a cotton bud to kind of maneuver them in place. Some of the patterns, I wanted them almost like turned around. So this one here, I want the star right at the top, and the cotton bud just really allowed me to jiggle them, you know, just have a bit of a jiggle, have a bit of a play, and just move them into the position that I really thought was the best one for me. And that was it. After that, they went straight under the UV lamp for 200 seconds just to make sure that that very first almost glue layer was cured before it was time to dome them up. The one thing I will take away from this video is, actually there's loads. There's loads I will take away from this video. Firstly, trust the instructions, you know? Don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt that you've read it wrong, done it wrong. And because I've used so many Eco Pours at this point, this is different. JDiction Resin Crete, it's different to all the other Eco Pours that you've seen me use on my channel. It's very watery. It will flow down into any mold you have, and that scared me, I guess. So just, yeah, take away from that what you will. The other thing I've learned is that I was looking forward to those incense burners. I've been looking forward to creating those for so long, and yet here I am. I'm more in love with the foil bezels that I never even planned to do. These were a panic. These were a panic make. These were a, Claire, you've made too much. Quickly, do not waste it. Waste is bad. Grab the bezels, grab the tape. My hands were shaking, my heart was pounding. Look at these. Look at these. That middle one, I could cry. I'm so obsessed. I am head over heels in love with these. And I don't really like the incense burners. After demold, I don't know if it's the mold. They're so, I guess, flat. The mold themselves, they're just flat and nondescript and not special, which is why you really need the most beautiful colours. The colours are gorgeous from Homeware Design. They worked a dream inside the Resin Crete. Honestly, they worked beautifully. They definitely need something though. They need bringing back to life, and they definitely need no air pockets around the edges, but that's human error and that's not Resin Crete. I have truly enjoyed this one. It's very different to any other Eco Pour I've used. So thanks again to JDiction for sending this over to me. Guys, the details are in the description box if you fancy getting your hands on this. I think this is the kind of Eco Pour that would work for all of your super detailed embossed molds, because it stays runny. It has the time to get in to all those nooks and crannies. Very different to Jesmonite. If you've seen videos from my early days, I really would have to brush and smudge and smush the Jesmonite down into embossed molds, whereas this you wouldn't have to. You could just pour it in and it will work its way. Of course there's a shimmy and a shake involved, a bit of a tap, but wow, I loved it. I absolutely love the bezels. I think it's just the mold for the incense burner. It's not doing it for me. It's not doing it for me, but still I've enjoyed it. So thank you so much if you're still here. I hope you've really enjoyed this video. I hope if you've tried it, let me know. If you do get some Resin Crete using my code, please tag me on Instagram or TikTok or wherever you show your work. Hashtag Claire made me do it, because I cannot wait to use this again. So thanks for everyone watching. Thanks if you're here in the live chat. And yes, thanks for everything. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye.